So recently, I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So in this video, I will be celebrating it by doing a Roblox Battlegrounds game tier list. Anyways, enough talking. Sit back, relax, grab some snacks, and of course, enjoy the video. So I will be ranking these by number 1, how the game looks like, number 2, how is the combat system, and number 3, how much enjoyability does the game provide. Anyways, let's get into our first game, the Strongest Battlegrounds. So firstly, the looks. This game's VFX and animation are just insane. I mean, just look at this. Secondly, the combat system. The Strongest Battlegrounds probably has one of the best combat systems, if not the best any game can provide. It's easy to hit M1s, the block system is good, and your evasive helps balance the fight. Thirdly, the enjoyability. This game is really fun, but at times it can get really boring, and if you're dealing with teamers, it's even worse. Since I only have one concern about the game, I will put it at the top of S tier, meaning it has first place. Anyways, moving on to the second game, Cursed Arena. Firstly, the looks. For this game, the looks aren't looking too good. For example, this is what Sukuna's domain looks like. Secondly, the combat system. Cursed Arena has some pretty average combat. It's not really good, but not bad at the same time. And thirdly, the enjoyability. This game's enjoyability is so bad. Half of the characters require you to kill a fucking boss to get them, and the characters' movesets are so goddamn boring, and the game itself is just gloomy and sad. You can probably tell that I don't like this game, so I will put it at the top of C tier. Anyways, moving on to the third game, Sorcerers Battlegrounds. So for Sorcerers Battlegrounds, the looks are actually pretty amazing. Just take a look at this. Or this. I don't really like Sorcerers Battlegrounds combat system because of the weird hitboxes or when you hit someone from the back and it still gets blocked. As for the enjoyability, Sorcerers Battlegrounds isn't that fun. I like the domain clashing and stuff, but it can definitely be more enjoyable. Since Sorcerers Battlegrounds wasn't too bad or good, it deserves no less than a B tier. Anyways, moving on to the fourth game, Heaven Stand Rework. For Heaven Stand, the looks are magnificent. I mean, just take a look at this.
ブラザー、お前はそれでいいのか。とうとう青い。再びブラザーを一人にする気か。東堂葵。
As for the combat system, Heaven Stand has the combat of a stand game. For example, Sakura Stand. I'm not a really big fan of the combat system because I suck at fighting in stand games. For the enjoyability, Sakura Stand is pretty enjoyable because of all the fun characters and moves. Heaven Stand was really good. The only concern I had was for me having a skill issue, so it deserves no less than the top of A tier. Anyways, let's move on to the fifth game, Jujutsu Shenanigans. So for Jujutsu Shenanigans, the looks are not good. I mean, look at this. But wait, animation also counts as looks, so that would mean that As for the combat system, this game has amazing combat and matches games like the Strongest Battlegrounds combat system. As for enjoyability, Jujutsu Shenanigans is probably the most enjoyable Battlegrounds game of 2024. The anime fights and scenes you can make in that game are just insane. Since I have nothing bad to say about Jujutsu Shenanigans, it is going in second place on the tier list right behind the Strongest Battlegrounds. Anyways, moving on to the sixth game, Heroes Battlegrounds. So for Heroes Battlegrounds, the animations and VFX are out of this world. I mean, just look at this. Heroes Battlegrounds combat system is actually really good. All of the moves have finishers, and you also get an extra down slam to surprise your opponent with. As for enjoyability, just like other Battlegrounds games, Heroes Battlegrounds is sometimes boring and sometimes fun. Since Heroes Battlegrounds was really good, I will put it in third place right behind Jujutsu Shenanigans. Anyways, moving on to the seventh game, Chakra Battlegrounds. So, for Chakra Battlegrounds, the looks are really good. Just look at this. As for the combat system, even though Chakra Battlegrounds is a new game, it has some decent combat. I like the Rasengan clashing. I also like how if you run for like 4 to 5 seconds, it will make you faster and do the Naruto run. I feel like this is perfect to make the fight look like the actual anime. As for enjoyability, this game only has one character, so it's not that fun. But I know damn well the game's going to be better when there's actually characters. Chakra Battlegrounds wasn't too bad or good, so it deserves no less than the top of A tier. Anyways, moving on to the next game, Curse Battlegrounds. So for looks, Curse Battlegrounds is actually surprisingly good. Just take a look at this. As for the combat system, this game has the average Battlegrounds game combat system, but it's just slightly better. As for the enjoyability, Curse Battlegrounds is not that fun because both Gojo and Sukuna only have 3 ultimate moves, and if you want them, you need like 400 Robux. Cursed Arena only had one thing good about it, so it deserves to be at the bottom of B tier. Anyways, moving on to the next game, Key Battlegrounds. So for looks, Key Battlegrounds is amazing. Just take a look at this. And the combat system for this game is just beautiful. There is beam clashing, and there is literally forward dash clashing. As for the enjoyability, this game is really good. I love that there is a variety of maps that rotate every 30 minutes. Since Key Battlegrounds was really good and I had no concerns, it is going in 4th place behind Heroes Battlegrounds. Anyways, moving to the final game, Seas Battlegrounds. So for Seas Battlegrounds, the looks are really good. Just look at this. As for the combat system, this game has some really good combat. Every character is also very unique. For enjoyability, Seas Battlegrounds had an update not too long ago and the devs cooked. The game has gotten way more fun. Finally, Seas Battlegrounds is really good, but the only concern I have for it is that there is only 2 free characters, and they are worrying more about Gojo and Sukuna. so it deserves no less than the top of B tier. This is the finished tier list.
Un video más para perder el